go, the Bitcoin basics, how to buy and hodl Bitcoin. What is Bitcoin? Pretty much, Bitcoin is a fully decentralized, censorship-resistant digital asset. Bitcoin is sound money. There can only ever be 21 million Bitcoins total. There's a fixed supply of 21 billion. Each Bitcoin can be divided by 100 million. Those units are called Satoshis. So 100 million Satoshis then makes up one Bitcoin. Now you hear the word blockchain a lot in Twitter and on TV, the crypto bros will say blockchain this, blockchain that, but what does it really mean? Well, all the blockchain is a public ledger that records all transactions. So essentially, it's a decentralized public software that tracks transactions and ownership of the Bitcoin network.
And think it's an easy way to visualize Bitcoin because it's obviously it's a software program. It's in the internet. There's no actual real physical Bitcoin you can grab, but it's easy to imagine as one Bitcoin, you divide it by that 100 million Satoshis similar to a gold coin.
So what is unique about Bitcoin? Why Bitcoin? You go on an exchange and you hear about all these other cryptocurrencies. So why are we talking about Bitcoin? What's different? Well, Bitcoin is very different than every other cryptocurrency. It's not comparable to anything else, any other cryptocurrency. Bitcoin is a digital form of hard money. What is hard money? Hard money is money that is hard to produce more of. So pretty much for years and years and years, the hardest money on earth has been gold. But now we have Bitcoin. No one entity controls or can change Bitcoin's code. So no matter how much Bitcoin you own, you can't change the way Bitcoin runs or operates. And at this point, Bitcoin is pretty much the most secure computing network in the world. There's miner and Bitcoin nodes all around the world verifying and securing every single transaction. So let's get into it. How do I purchase Bitcoin? Well, there's three ways: ETF and peer-to-peer, me to you. So today we're going to begin with the Bitcoin exchanges. We're going to go through two of these exchanges, BitBuy and ShakePay. There are many exchanges out there. These are the two that we are comfortable with. And so this is BitBuy, the Bitcoin exchange. In the top right of the screen, you're going to see the Get Started tab, and that's where you're going to get started. So this is the first screen that you're going to see when you go to bitbuy.ca. It's the home screen, and this button in the top right is how you're going to get started to make an account. When you click on that account or on that button, you can enter your email address here and press the submit button, and that'll start the process of your account creation. And then it's going to pull up the next screen, which you can see on the right side, and it's going to ask what type of account do you want to make.
BitBuy, for example, shows a bunch of different coins, and they even show two other coins, and they're called Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin Satoshi Vision. And they use it uses the word Bitcoin in it, but don't be confused, those are not Bitcoin. Those are different variations and kind of copycats of it, but it's not the most popular cryptocurrency, which is Bitcoin. That's BTC. So the little ticker symbol, almost like a stock ticker, will say BTC, and watch out for the other, Bitcoin Cash or Bitcoin Satoshi's Vision. Those are not Bitcoin.
So you can have a personal account or a holding/business account. It's going to ask for standard details after that, like your email address, phone number, photo ID, probably a photo of maybe you holding your photo ID. Pretty standard stuff across all crypto exchanges. It's pretty much like setting up a bank account. It's not too different. So once you set up your account, the verification process may take up to 24 hours after you fill in all of those details and you submit your photo, your email, your phone number, all of that. That verification process might take up to 24 hours, so don't be alarmed if you can't get in right away. That's pretty standard. Once your account is up and you can get in, this is the screen you're going to be looking at. It's under the Accounts tab. It's the first screen you will see, and you can see that we have zero balance because we just made the account, and we need to bring in Canadian dollars to then purchase our Bitcoin. So how do we bring in the Canadian dollars from our bank account into this exchange? Well, you're going to want to press this Deposit CAD button to get some Canadian dollars in there. There's two ways to get the Canadian dollars from your bank into this exchange, through Interac e-Transfer or wire transfer. We're going to be going through the e-Transfer example so we can show you guys exactly how it's done. So you're going to want to click on the e-Transfer button, and this screen is the screen that will pop up. And you want to make sure that these lines You want to make sure that you copy and paste these lines correctly when sending the e-transfer, because you want to be sending the e-transfer to the exchange and not somewhere else. You want to make sure your money gets to the exchange, because if you screw up a letter or a number in that security answer, your money might go somewhere else, and you got to get on the call the bank. That's never fun. You'll be on hold forever. So just make sure you copy and paste that security answer exactly into the e-transfer. And your money will be sent over. So again, just to clarify, you're going to make sure you're sending it to that email address, put in the correct security question and the correct security answer. Pretty standard stuff when sending an e-transfer. Once your e-transfer comes in, you will see your balance here. So I sent 20 Canadian dollars to the exchange. See that there's Bitcoin, the digital currency, right underneath. It says digital currencies. You see Bitcoin. There's going to be other cryptos there. As I was saying earlier, buying any of those other cryptocurrencies is not the same as buying Bitcoin. The fundamentals and properties are completely different. So this is why we're just talking about Bitcoin today. So make sure you're purchasing Bitcoin, because if you purchase any of the other ones on the exchange, it's not the same as buying Bitcoin. So you do not need to buy a whole. You can buy as little and as much Bitcoin as you like. We have the money in the exchange. We e-transferred the money from our bank, our Canadian dollars from the bank, into the exchange, and it's arrived. And we see that $20 in the available balance. We can now use that to purchase our Bitcoin. So we want to make sure we're buying Bitcoin, not something else. And you want to click that buy button right here where this arrow is pointing to. You can enter the amount of Canadian dollars that you want to spend to purchase the Bitcoin. So I'm going to enter the $20. And boom, just like that, you can see that the total approximate value in Canadian dollars, as well as the total Bitcoin balance, has gone up. And our Bitcoin is purchased on BitBuy, the exchange. So now we're going to run through a very similar example. This is another exchange, and ShakePay is actually an app. You're going to download this from the App Store. And once it's downloaded, you're going to have to go through a very similar account creation process as we did with BitBuy and pretty much every other exchange. So you're going to want to click create an account. You're going to go in. It's going to ask for an email, password, and then as you go a little further along into the process, again, it'll probably ask for photo ID and some other standard information. Again, this might take up to 24 hours to become verified until your account is ready for use. So now your account is ready to go. You're verified. You got to get the Canadian dollars from your bank into the exchange. So you're going to want to click that add funds button, and it's going to pop up these 4 options, and we're going to be talking about these 2 once again: the Interac e-transfer and wire transfer, because we want to get our money from the Canadian bank, our money, into the exchange via Interac e-transfer or wire transfer. So again, I'm going to run through the Interac e-transfer example. You're going to want to make sure you're setting the Interac e-transfer to this email with this security question and with this answer. Again, it's probably a smart idea to copy and paste this exactly, so you don't have any issues with that e-transfer. Once that e-transfer goes through, you will see it arrive in the Canadian dollars right there. My $20 Canadian is now in the exchange. So now we get to purchase Bitcoin with our $20. So how do we do that? Those 2 arrows in the blue circle at the bottom, we're going to press that, and this screen will pop up. We're going to decide how much money we want to spend. So we're going to use the full $20 to buy 0.0005 Bitcoin. Press that buy Bitcoin button, and boom, we've purchased Bitcoin on ShakePay. So now we have Bitcoin in our account on ShakePay. So that's the first way of how you can buy Bitcoin.